Good afternoon from the U-Haul. It is the Monday after Rheinbeck, and I'm exhausted. Um, that was 8 hours driving, and then two very long days of vending, and then we trucked like three and a half hours back. I think we were somewhere outside of Syracuse last night. I don't know. It was dark and I was tired, and then we ended up driving home. I helped Amy get stuff set up in the office. My happy butt got back in the car and I stopped and got fuel and I stopped. Oop, there's gunk on it. I stopped and got me and my kids our Raising Cane's Halloween glowy cups because mm, the downside to this is they wouldn't sell them to me without fluid in them. So I have four of this size cup of Arnold Palmer's that I can drink over the next 2 hours while I drive home. I might have to stop at a service plaza here shortly. But, okay, recap on Rheinbeck. That is the big one. It's basically Fashion Week in the wool world. It's amazing. There are so many people. So many people. This photo right here is like at 2 o'clock on Saturday. So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. So if I don't answer my phone for the next 3 or 4 days, I feel like it was justified. That being said, I really didn't get to bolt from the booth much. There was only three of us this year, so it was me, Amy, of course, I mean it's her stuff. And Amy's friend Natasha came with us to help vend, and she did fabulous. She stayed in the aisleway and kind of directed people into our booth because, our stuff isn't, I don't want to say it's not eye-catching, but it's not I call it clown barf. The neon and wackadoodle dyed stuff. Our stuff is all natural. I think there's only a few things left from like when we bought Solitude that have like maybe a nylon base in them too. Other than that, everything matches the new the new ad, real sheep, real wool, real good Ross Farms. Um, I did finally get to put the vinyl I made of that on the end cap, and we had shirts this year. I finally have my own Ross Farms logo. It's back there in the dirty laundry pile. But I finally have my own Ross Farms shirt to wear. Me. Um, but I didn't get to venture out much. I did once each day get to like bolt out of the booth for a very short amount of time. So Saturday, I'm gonna try and do this and not die while I'm driving on the turnpike. Saturday, so I've made it a new habit to stop at the vendors that I know are going to have like not just stitch markers, so not little, but like fobby style things. Cottontail Fibers did one for Maryland. It's on my wallet down there. And Katrinkles did one for Rheinbeck. So I ran over and I got Experiencing Sheer Delight at Rheinbeck to put on my wallet. Um, it's really cute. Look at her little eyelashes. She's real cute. So I got that. And then Saturday, I also finally got to do the stitch marker swap. I remembered my stitch markers this time. That was actually the first thing I put in my bag. It was put together through people on Ravelry. There's a group for Rheinbeck on Ravelry. There's two swaps. There is the stitch marker swap, and then they also do a project bag swap. I'm not rich enough for that. So, I did the stitch marker swap and I put all of mine on business cards. So Saturday night, I added a couple people that had tags on their stitch markers, and I woke up Sunday morning to 25 new followers. So, hi everybody! Thanks for all my stitch markers. I have it right here. I should not have to buy stitch markers for a very long time. I'm still probably gonna buy them, especially from One Sly Fox, but look, I got a ton of stuff. And my favorite part was somebody put them on, I call these kilt pins because that's what they're actually for, or a blanket pin for horses, or on the sheep blankets. I saw that at PA Sheep and Wool that people use these so they fit more better around the sheep's neck, but they put a little tag on it that says Rheinbeck stitch marker swap 2025, so I can keep all of my memories together. Some of these are really freaking cute. Like there's a lot of duckies. There's a ceramic one. But thanks guys. This was really cool. And you know, me shamelessly self-promoting. I stuck all mine on my business cards. Because I shamelessly self-promote myself because somebody's gotta do it. I did get my pre-order of merch from the actual festival. So I got my little bag and I got some stickers. They're in here somewhere. Hold please. Stickers, where'd you go? Oh. So, I got my stickers for my cooler. If anybody's ever seen my bright teal cooler, it has all of the stickers from all the fiber festivals I've been to lately. And my only complaint for the merch people, bring back the enamel pins. I know these were probably a lot cheaper to produce. They did acrylics this time. That little sheep with the sweater is really freaking cute though. But my problem is the pin back's only glued on here and this is gonna fall off. If I throw this on one of my bags, I'm gonna lose this pin and then I'm gonna be very upset that I lost my pin. Still cute, but bring back the enamel pins. Like I'm willing to pay, you know, the $3 more for the enamel pin. That's fine. That was my complaint for the week. Okay? So I got that. Ooh, and Cottontail was downstairs from us, so I got to run down there when I went to the bathroom once, and I picked up the Rheinbeck colorway. Look at how pretty that is. Amy bought a new Swift when we were in Lambtown, so we, you know, obviously had to use it because we forgot it was in the one suitcase. So this is my Cottontail. This is the Rheinbeck colorway. It is merino, silk, and yak. So it's very soft. It's very smooth. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna make socks with this, obviously. Probably something textured with the little color pops in there. I might remake those socks that I have with my blue heeler stripes. Kind of that ribbing the whole way down. I might do that because that's an easy pattern to remember and that's a good mindless one. So that was Saturday. God, it was busy on Saturday. It was so busy. I did get to see Rachel and Renee right here. I love them. I absolutely adore them. They have done so much for me with this YouTube channel and my merch sales, and I have had so many people that have watched this that want to be put on a waiting list for my California red yarn. I hate when I have to break it to them that the girls were already shorn when I purchased them because I'm the one who sheared them. And then, you know, it takes about a year for that fleece to grow back. And then the milling process is like 18 to 24 months. I might go ahead and put a down payment on at Red Barn Fibers. I might talk to Jody also because I'd like to support local, but I don't know if she's going to be too busy. But one way or another, I will have yarn hopefully for maybe next year's later in the season, but I might not have enough to like sell at the booth. I might do a pre-order. So I might get it all processed, find out exactly how many skeins of yarn I have, and do a pre-order so I can make sure everybody has it. But I can't get over how many people know about my California Reds now and want to help me with the yarn with them. That makes me so happy. Like I'm so tired I might cry because people want something from this rare breed sheep that I have full-heartedly fallen for and want to help promote. So literally, there are almost tears. I'm that tired. But anyway, so that was Saturday. I did the stitch marker swap. I went to Katrinkles. Oh, and I was tickled because I didn't really pay attention to the vendor list before we got there, but Good Water Company, Sammy was like not straight across from us, but right over. So it was so nice to see them. I met them for the first time at Shenandoah last year, and I got to see him at a couple other festivals that I was in and around. Uh, and she made that waxed canvas backpack that everybody has seen me wear at some point that has the Holstein print on the inside. I saw that at Shenandoah and had FOMO so bad about it. Like a month later, I messaged her and I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but I really hope you still have that backpack and I want to buy it really bad, but it's not on your website. And that's how our friendship started. I had to have that bag. Recently I've switched it out for my Farmall messenger bag just because I needed something that was a little bit more carpet, had more pockets. That's how tired I am, guys. I needed more pockets. But she had a bag that I probably touched a dozen times. So like every time I went to the bathroom or took Kuya outside or was in the middle of a hot flash and needed out of the booth for a minute, she had a bag there that I fell head over heels for. And I love them so much. Her mom just loves everything that I do. And, I went over and said, do you guys need any help? And, I'm so excited you guys are here. I hope it's a great weekend. Like, and I would tell everybody, I'm like, go check out those bags. I have that bag. I love those bags. So, just trying to help because I love their bags. I wanted her to have a really good Rheinbeck too. I ended up getting a bag and I love this bag so much. This is one of their, large tote bags with the cinch top. I know I shouldn't be doing this while I'm driving, but this is my absolute favorite Harris tweed. This is the teal and purple Harris tweed that I love. This is my vibe right here. Is this color, this 90s colorway? It's totally my vibe. So, and it's the waxed canvas. It's all reclaimed. I love this thing so much. I argued. I said no, I don't really need this, but I need this. So, Rachel and Renee were around when this happened, and they were like, "Well, that's a sweater bag. You need to start making a sweater now. You need to do a sweater." I'm like, I'm still on socks, guys. Like my next project, if I ever finish those stupid burgundy socks, that this is the third freaking pattern I've tried with this yarn. My next one is that skein of yarn that I got from the Silk Farm, which is another California red breeder. I'm gonna do a cabled hat out of California red. So that was like my next step. And then I saw a sweater that it was after Rachel and Renee had left. And I was just like, that sweater, Amy, that's the one I want to make. And she said, that one, really? She says, I've seen that before. She goes, that's the Ovis pattern. And I'm like, yeah, that, I want to make that. So the Ovis pattern, I'm going to put it right here. So the Ovis pattern, I like color work. It keeps me, I'm like, oh, I can finish this section, and then that's how it gets me through the pattern. But I said that one. I'm gonna get that one. Next payday I'll get that and it'll be fine. Next thing I know, I got an email notification that Amy bought me the pattern. And then she started nitpicking, well, what are you gonna make it out of? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far because I told you I'd get it for next payday and then I wouldn't actually do it. I would just stay in my safe little sock bubble. But we all know how Amy is, and I didn't get an option. So I picked out yarn that we have in the booth, and I figured if I was going to do it, I had to do it how I needed to do it. So I got some of our Border Leicester in this coppery red. Can anybody see where I'm going with this? I got some coppery red, and I got our CVM in the natural white. So I'm going to make my Ovis sweater to look like California red sheeps. I'm not obsessed with them at all, but I'm going to make a California red sweater. So I have the bag, I have the yarn, I have the pattern. So I guess I'm going to finish those stupid socks. I'm finally on the second one. And then do my hat, and then I figure, well, I'm panicking about breeding season and everything, and subsequently lambing season, I'll work on the sweater when I can't sleep because I'm panicking about lambing season. So that was Saturday into Sunday. I did get to fangirl a little bit. Thea Coleman stopped in the booth. I got to get a picture with her. She really, really helped us out last year. she designed the last word vest in the Ashen Wensleydale that we carry. And that pattern dropped right before Nash Yarn Fest this year. And oh my god, so many sweater lots of yarn got bought. It was amazing. It was exactly what we needed. Um I don't know if anybody's ever seen the last word vest. I'm gonna put it right here. It's a beautiful, beautiful vest. It's still a little out of my skill range, but I'm pretty sure at some point I'll make this out of something because it's very versatile. It's beautiful, and if you make it with that Wensleydale, because it has a little bit of that brown, a little bit of the black in it, it can kind of color match what you're wearing with. So that's on my wish list to make. But okay, so Sunday, what else? I saw the best handmade creation on Sunday. Like literally ran out of the booth to go flag this little girl down and take her picture. I got to see Perry the Platypus. Look at that. That's an amazing crocheted poncho of Perry the Platypus, complete with hat. Like that made me so happy. The other good thing is, so this year's sweater was the Ooey Gooey sweater. I didn't take a picture of my favorite one that I saw because I thought it was a little creepy because she was in Dusty's buttons like next to us, and I didn't want to be like and take a picture of it. But it made my 90s heart very happy. It was in a limeish yellow green base, and then the Ooey Gooey pattern up top was done in a bright orange, and it just screamed Nickelodeon to me, and I loved it. I really wish I would have taken a picture of it, but I didn't want to be a creeper. But overall, great weekend. The best part about being a vendor at Rheinbeck, other than seeing everybody and making all of the monies, is getting my apple cider donuts first. So that is like the thing you have to do at Rheinbeck is the apple cider donuts. And their line is always like 100 people deep. Okay? But if you're a vendor, you're there at the ass crack of dawn. So like 5 minutes till 9 o'clock before the gate opens up, you can tromp right up over the hill from where your booth is and stand in line. This year on Sunday, I was the fourth person in line. There was only 3 people ahead of me. I got my donuts at 9:05. I was walking back down towards the booth, and the line was already 30 people deep. The gates had been open 5 minutes. It was 30 people deep. Those people make bank for the weekend. Holy crap. But anyway, so I got my donut. Kuya got to have a bite of donut. I shared donuts. I'm probably forgetting something. But again, I am exhausted. Sales were up. We surpassed last year, which is good because, we still need to buy hay. Talked to another designer while we were there that is interested in doing something farm yarn. So we'll see if that blooms into anything. Things that are coming up. So this is my last fiber festival of the season. I'm out of PTO at my real job. I gotta go back to the real world, unfortunately. But I'm gonna start getting ready to sort the Ross Farm flock into breeding lots and get ready for breeding season. So there'll probably be some videos of re-ear tagging sheep and moving them into pens and meeting the rams that we're going to do this year. I think I might do that for some content. Oh, okay. If you've not signed up for the Ross Farm Fibers newsletter yet, you need to. There are a couple big things coming. So one of them is she is relaunching the Ross Farm Kiss shirt. So eons ago, they used to do a tour t-shirt that was like a band t-shirt. Okay, so like my favorite one that I have is No Sleep Till Rheinbeck with the Beastie Boys on the front as sheep. Okay, and it has all the dates for that year. I think it was like 2017, maybe, I don't know. The other one Amy hunted down and found me from the archives was Shorn in the USA. Like, I had to have that one. But the one everybody always asks if we still have is the Kiss t-shirt. So it's 4 Jacob sheep on the shirt that have the same makeup as the Kiss band, and it says Ross on the front, and the S's are Kiss S's. If you know the album cover I'm talking about, I'm kind of dating myself with that. But we're re-releasing those. I'm not sure if Amy is coherent enough to do it today, but it might be tomorrow. So if you're not on the newsletter, follow the link in the description below and get on the newsletter so you can get those. They're going to be a pre-order. The other thing that she's got going on is the World of Wool Advent boxes. She's the only US distributor. She's doing a pre-order for those. Go to their website, check it out. It's a fabulous Advent box. I want to say that you can get it in both yarn or roving. But they put a lot of time and effort into those, and they're gorgeous. So Amy's having them shipped in, and she's doing the pre-order for those. Also get on the list, starting in January, we're going to start doing a subscription box to go along with Sheep and Wool School. So we're going to work with some of our friends to source for 3 different kinds of boxes. Either a raw fleece, so you can process the fleece yourself, a roving box, or a yarn box. And it'll be the breed that she's going to do Sheep and Wool School on, and you can follow along with the make-along and support us and our local farmer friends that are raising these rare sheep for us. I think that's everything. I've talked for 20-some minutes, and I feel like I've talked in circles. But I'm exhausted. I wish I could be like Kuya and just snoozing in the back. Like, she is out cold. She has not moved since I hit the turnpike and I finished eating my Raising Cane's. It's been a long weekend, but it was a great weekend. And if you're ever on the border of wanting to go to Rheinbeck, at least come one time. I mean, it is what it is. But there are 400 vendors there. There is so much going on. There's the fleece sale. There's the book signings. I saw that the dude I see on TikTok all the time that does the crochet stuff, like the ninja stars and stuff, and like the blood and guts and everything, he was there, but obviously I was there before 9 o'clock, so he wasn't in the booth, or I would have bought and had his book signed. And I thought maybe I could weasel out of the booth and do that, and I didn't. And I don't crochet anyway, but I might learn for that stuff. Not really. I'm not a hooker. I only like straight sticks. That's how tired I am. I'm really tired. But I'm going to keep on trucking home. And hi to all my new followers. Hi to all of you that have stuck around from the beginning and saw this chaos turn into what it is. But this is probably my last U-Haul edition until spring. The next ones are all going to be from the farm, because there's still a lot of work to do over there. So I will talk to you all next week, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna make it home and crash and burn then. All right, I'll talk to you all next week. Thanks.